Low vibrational trait number 4. This one, in fact, this hour should be. This video should be 3 hours long because I am need to control / the need to be right. Let me get into the mind of the person that I was when I had this desire, this intense need to control everything, and this intense need to be right. You know, when you feel the need to control everything, it's because you don't trust the world. This is my disclaimer that is always part of my videos. These are my perspectives. This is just what I think of the situation. I'm not saying this is the Bible or anything like that. This is just my perspective. If you have the need to control situations, you don't trust that life will unfold in a favorable way to you. So you physically try to control every aspect of your life so that you can get the desire that you want. So you control and you connive and you scheme and you feel, and you need to control other people as well, because you need other people to behave in ways that satisfy you and keep your world together. Because if you don't control other people, then other people can be themselves, and if they are themselves, what if you don't like it and then your world falls apart? Again, look at how you've lost your power, because that means you cannot maintain a sense of internal serenity despite what is happening around you. I think it's so powerful when people can remain calm in really turbulent situations, even when you feel out of control. Guys, just letting go for the need to control things. Also, for me, it speaks to having a sense of faith, right? Because when I felt the need to have the most control is when I was atheist, because I used to be atheist. I didn't understand that there is a divine power that can move things in my favor if only I speak to that power. It's gonna move things in my favor. It's got me. And even if things don't go or work out the way that I would like them to, somehow this power can turn that goddamn into a God's plan. You know, so after healing this and working through it, that's when I realized that it's because I was out of my power. I felt like I had no power. So what did I do? I was exerting power on other people. So that's the need to control. And those are feeling as and they need to be right. Like, you feel like you need to be right. Because if you are right, then everything that you do makes sense. And if everything that you do makes sense, then you are in control and everything's under control and your world's not going to fall apart. So you need to have the last word for everything. Oh my God. There's this book that I recommend everyone to read. It's called The Course in Miracles. And they ask this potent, deep question. Actually, now in retrospect, doesn't sound so deep. But you know, the first time I heard this, had this soothing effect in my heart, my soul, and my psyche. It says, do you want to be right, or do you want to experience peace? Because sometimes the urge to be right and have the final word or have the final say over situations comes at the expense of your peace. You are so fixated on just being right, and you don't even care about what's happening to the other person. You know, like, you don't even care how the other person is feeling. You don't even care how you could be destroying your relationship with that person, because you so much need to be right, and you so much need to have the last word that you destroy everything in the process. And then, wow, great, you have the last word, it's in your hand now what? At what cost? You're right. Okay, you're right. Okay, right. At what cost? You know, sometimes Even I feel like sometimes people will say, let's agree to disagree. And I even feel like even that for me is a useless phrase. Because basically what you're saying is, Gusi, I hear you, but I dismiss what you're saying. And let me tell you, one thing that people hate is feeling dismissed. People hate feeling dismissed. They can't stand it because it makes them feel invisible to you. It's like you're like, yeah, whatever your thoughts or perspective are on this matter, they don't matter. People hate that. So if you feel a conversation, no more we are on opposite playing fields, you can be like, oh, okay, I hear you. You slowly let it go. Just literally, just like, oh, nyabuzwa, oh, okay, oh, nyakhuluma, like, oh, okay, all right, no, I hear a perspective. And it's important to do that because it allows people to open up to you, and it allows people to have the room to guide you. Because also that's what also happens. We see, if you think you're always right, you create this space where no one feels like they can guide you. You could be getting lost and no one will tap you in the back and say, hey, you're getting lost, because bias until you have the final say in your hand. So those are the dangers of feeling the constant need to be right or to have the final word, because you become a tyrant in your own life. And I understand it's your life, but it destroys the relationship with the people around you. It destroys your sense of community. It destroys your sense of community, because in some aspects you end up being non-self-aware. Why? Because you just need to be right. Low vibrational trait number 3. Number 5. Oh my god. Not minding your own business. Yo, guys. Yes, if you can just mind your own business, you'll go far in life. Just mind your own business. Especially like I think to cure that disease that I have, a problem number 4, which is the need to be right or the need to control. To cure it, minding my own business was fundamental. It's like the antidote. Because if you only focusing on yourself, on what you got going on and what's happening with you, you don't then have opinions about what's happening with other people, and then you don't exert your sense of dominance or your need to be right on other people's lives. Yes, you don't project the desired outcome for yourself on other people. By minding your business, you don't even know their business. You don't even know their business. You just guys, just like mind your business. Minding your own business is truly a game changer. Like, I'm not saying be completely ignorant of what's happening with the people in your life, because we survive through our communities. You need to care for people. And also, if you make it that you don't care about people, don't be surprised if people don't care about you. But I think minding your own business means that you are not overly invested in other people's business unless you are asked to. You are not having too many opinions. And I think that's what the value that I've gotten from minding my own business. I was able to keep that energy for myself, because everything is energy, guys. Like, if you're in other people's business, you're exerting all that energy to have opinions, to have perspectives, to have ideas about other people's lives. But what's happening in your life? What's going on in your life? But you have you know everything about the other people and their lives, and uthi ujula nobani and uhlukane nobani, and they say, like, you know so much. Should you not know more about yourself in your life? You are busy emotionally eating, but you know everything about Tutu what's next door. Why don't you know what emotions are inside of you? Why don't you know what's driving you to overeat? Why don't you know what's driving you to control other people? Know yourself. Like, as I said, we have this innate, like, we are so externally focused because we live in this world that we believe is only physical. This world is internal. If you master what's happening inside yourself, it's easier to master what's happening around you. Because if you master what's happening inside yourself, you also realize you don't need to master what's happening inside around you. It's just what you need is to have command over yourself. But if you are minding other people's business and you know their life stories without them even telling you, man, like, where do you get the time to then focus on yourself and your life? When are you going to do that? Because when I was curing that part of me and I took the time to just mind my own business, I realized how much shit is in my life, and I invested my energy into fixing my life and having the life that I needed and desired. And that's when I realized like how important energy is, because I can't be up in Mihlali's business if I need to tend to something that's happening in my life. So mind your own business, guys. You have nothing to benefit by knowing. I feel like people know so much about, and I understand we have people that we like, that we see online, and we follow them and stuff, but do you need to know that much? I don't know. For me, it crosses the line. We're like, do you really need to know that much about that person? Unless they're teaching you something. You see, if you can talk about someone's teachings, like, oh, this person has taught this, you are telling me about the value. But now if you diverge into like their personal life, you're like, okay, now you know all of that. Now you know that that person has 7 ex-wives. Okay, now what? Can we take that to the bank? Does that reflect or have a positive impact in your life? So why did you invest that much energy in gathering and knowing all that information? So it's just like, mind your own business. Like, all of this noise, it's a distraction. You need to focus internally. That's why we have all this noise around us. It's a distraction. Come back to yourself. Come back inside. And lastly, low vibrational habit number 3, oversharing. Oh man, for those of you who still struggle with this, like, have you ever felt that ick how you feel just after you've overshared and you're like, oh, I should not have shared that. That's too much. It's so funny because even like your body, your nervous system, it can tell that bekungekho necessary. Layer information bekungafanele ngishare. And I think I used to overshare. Sometimes I think I still bought out over. Okay, it's fine. I used to overshare, and I think people who overshare, again, not the Bible, just my perspectives or my thoughts on the matter. I feel like what they actually are looking for is a sense of community. If you have a habit of oversharing, I think what you're looking for is to connect with people. You want to connect with people and you don't know how to do it, so you feel like you need to tell people everything about yourself, maybe too much information, so that it's like you're throwing anything about yourself at them in hopes that they will find one thing that will like then, oh, okay, I think we can connect on this path. That's my take on why people overshare. And as with all these matters that we've discussed, when you're oversharing, again, you are trying to get externally something that needs to be found internally. You have a higher self that you can connect to. I hope I don't lose you here, because I know whenever I get to the spiritual part of things, people skedaddle. You have a higher self to connect to. You have an internal God to connect to. So you feel like overshare with your internal God. Like, God be knowing all my business. God be knowing all my business. God, I spilled tea for God. God, and you know what happened next, and you know what they said next, and then you know who would overshare with God. And I'm not saying complain to God, no. I'm saying share. If you want to pick up the call and call that person that you know is not really your friend. But don't do it. Just sit in your room, speak to God. Oh, they did this. Speak to a loved one that's passed. Speak to your ancestors. Speak to an invisible spirit that supports you as you navigate your way through life. Speak to them. Don't complain. Just express the frustration that you're feeling. Because usually when you also overshare, also it's like maybe there's an event that happened that now you want to like let out and you want to talk about it. Connect to God. Speak to God. This would happen, or this, that, and the other, and then you say, please help me. You see that's the nice thing with this approach in my perspective, because then you can ask for help and you will get that help that you ask for, because then now you calling Tulisile and you've told Tulisile your whole life story with regards to this matter, and you have now overshared explicitly. What can Tulisile do about it? Can Tulisile share valuable insight? Is Tulisile familiar with the matter? No. All Tulisile is gonna say is, ask his friend. That you've overshared. For at least when you sharing with your divine power, your higher self, the divine being, the omnipotent, you can say what you're saying, then you say, please help me. Please help me, like just show me the signs. How can I figure this out? How can I work through this? Stop oversharing. And also, like, when you overshare, like, it makes you look, it just looks like a weakness, like, or maybe it's because this is how my brain is wired. Like, if I don't know you and we don't have that relationship and you overshare, the first thing my brain tells me was, ooh, they want to connect. They don't feel connected to the people around them. They don't feel connected to themselves. I probably wouldn't want to connect with someone who's not connected to themselves. Because some people even overshare, not even with friends, people that they just met. Now they spill all the beans. So that is trait number 6. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to see low vibrational traits. If you have any others, please share. Let us know what you think are other traits. Maybe we should talk about it. Maybe there's like 10 others that I really just overlooked and I didn't think of them that we can discuss further. Like, comment, share with other people. If you feel like you need to like side eye your mom or something, be like, controlling. Yes, guys, thank you for joining for this week's video. Please subscribe, as I've asked in the beginning. We are a circle here, we're all winners, and as I said in the beginning, this video is meant to empower you. This is not a video that you watch and you then berate yourself like, oh, I have those traits and now I'm a shit person and now I'm a loser. No, if you've watched this far into the video, you are a winner. That means you want to help yourself, you want to solve your problems, and maybe I was able to highlight some problems that you may or may not have. And I think I mentioned some solutions to them. So just fix it and then just get into that winner spirit that you are. All right, winner. We'll see you soon.